Greetings, groaners. Well, I'm still not 100%. I cough more if it's getting too hot. But welcome along to episode 153. It's another late episode, groaners. My apologies, but factors were out of my hands, which meant I've had to record and get it done on a Monday. Admin Nicole will be back later in the week for episode 154, and as we run into October, there'll be some specials, including the podcast getting another year older. An anonymous groaner was overheard, and they became this week's audience groan. No, I don't listen to random people's conversation looking for groans. When it happens, and I can't help you, Wigan. Your games for the last mini episode are Talking Nonsense and 50-50. I'll start the show off with my groan trio. People who run down escalators. I'll never, ever understand this, especially on ones heading towards metro or train platforms. We'll both get to the same place, but what if it stops suddenly? You'll be propelled forward and most likely get an injury, as well as looking stupid. Meanwhile, I'll be stood there, not injured, smiling, probably smugly going, what an idiot. Why in such a rush? Take the stairs if you want to run past people. The common cold. Okay, moving into autumn here, and I'd been hit with a stinker of a cold. With all the tech and medical advancements we've made, you'd think the days of the common cold would be numbered, but no! Can Beecham's etc. not merge together to make a wellness tablet, or at least a common cold killer? Problem is, the side effects would include launching poo out of yourself on a biblical scale daily, more than likely. Botox in lips and cheeks. I get Botox can be used in treating neurological problems, such as headaches, but what is the point of putting it into your lips and cheeks? You look like you can't smile, and it makes you look false. You're injecting botulism, which is an actual poison which can kill someone, into your lips and your cheeks. Why not find something safe that the body could absorb if it leaked? That's my groans cannonballed at rapid speed, but not to worry, I've not forgotten about you groaners. As I said, the audience groan will come later. Game time now with Talking Nonsense. Round 1. You all know this one, groaners. I spin you some complete gibberish, and you've got to try and convert it into English or common sense. Round 1. The opposite of plump, but is also a new type of swimming. Your nonsense is Enix. Pause here, groaners. Have a little think. Answer, then unpause. Moving on. Round number 2. Never do it yourself with scissors. Your nonsense is a okay. Pause here, groaners. Have a little think. Answer, then unpause. Round 3, final round. Lights, technology, games, even the human body can all do this in a certain way. Your nonsense is a still. Pause here, groaners. Have a little think. Answer, then unpause. Did you figure out the sense within the nonsense? I'll tell you later, groaners. We now go straight to why oh why. I've mentioned this before in a groan, but we are still caught in the grip of crap TV. Now, what do I mean by crap TV? I'm talking about the rubbishy, blummin' reality TV shows like Big Brother, which returns soon enough if I remember rightly. So that'll mean more Burke's famous for doing nothing, or saving a washed up celebrity from the garbage pile. Cruddy reality TV, I just have to ask, why oh why? Why do we need it? Make more decent TV shows. We don't need reality TV. We really don't. Why? Why is this a thing? Moving along, we skim the audience groan from an anonymous lass of Newcastle this week. She was very angry about being the last to know about decisions that involved herself. Now I get her point, unless you don't have capacity or someone has power of attorney over you, then things should always be discussed with you and never behind your back. Unless it's a surprise party, for example. Now that was a random groan. Now I bet you're thinking, how do I contact the show? How do I get in touch with Admin Nicole and Mr. E. Groaner to give them my content for the show? Or should I say groantent and your groans? It's simple. You drop an email off to the groanzonepod@gmail.com. You can Facebook message either Admin Nicole or myself. That's Mr. E. Groaner or Nicole Amos. Speaking of Facebook, you can join Facebook groups under the Groan Zone Podcast Facebook group. Or you can jump into Discord, where we usually record 8:30 Greenwich Mean Time live every Friday night. You can jump in the channel, you can listen, you can take part, or you can just drop a message, leave a groan, leave some feedback, or whatever you wish, as long as it's safe for work, because now the podcast channel's been reduced to a safe for work channel, thanks to certain rules in this country. And of course, you can leave a comment on any platform you listen to on, like Podbean, Spotify, YouTube, you name it, we're probably on it. Leave a comment, we'll review it, and then we'll take it from there. Now, another game is upon us now with 50-50 Groaners. Now, you're probably wondering, if you're new to the show, what is 50-50? Dead easy concept. You get a question from me and 2 possible answers. Pick the right one. You've got a 50% chance of being right. Round 1. One of the moons of Mars, Deimos, is one of A, the largest, or B, the smallest moons in our solar system. Pause here, Groaners. Have a little think. Pick your 50-50 and then unpause. Round 2. WASP 121b is a planet that is 880 light years from Earth. But what happens on this planet? Does it A, rain glass in 7,000 mile an hour winds, or B, rains iron, rubies and sapphires? Now that would be a very rich planet. The answers are coming soon, Groaners, but don't forget to answer, then unpause after that last one. But now we take aim and fire at our zero of the week. This is aimed at 2 types of idiots. The first, idiots who shine laser pens into the eyes of helicopter, especially police helicopter, or airplane pilots. The second, fools who fly their drones where they have no business to, aka in sanctioned airport fly zones. For example, one I think it was Germany or Denmark recently, they shot the drone down. If you're one of these people, please stop listening to the podcast, because we have letters for brains as well as being a useless tool, and we don't want you here. You don't belong on this planet if you're doing this kind of thing, because you're a fool. 0 eternal status, not just for the week, but for all time for you, you turnip. Now the game answers, Groaners. Firstly with 50-50. Round 1. One of the moons of Mars, Deimos, is one of B, the smallest moons in our solar system. It only has a radius of 6.2 kilometers. Now that is tiny in space terms. Round 2. WASP 121b is a planet that is 880 light years from Earth. Quite far. But what happens on this planet? Does it? B is the right answer. Rains iron, rubies and sapphires. This is due to the vaporized metal clouds in 11,000 mile an hour winds and its temperature, which can peak at 4,700 degrees Celsius or 8,492 degrees Fahrenheit. Now that is bloomin' hot. If you can stand Benidorm, try going there on holiday. And on to talking nonsense. Round 1. Your nonsense for round 1 was skinny, aka skinny dipping. Round 2. Your nonsense was a haircut. If you ever watched the YouTube videos where some neat brain has tried to do themselves a professional haircut and muffed it up, that is why you don't do your own haircut. Round 3, your nonsense was a glitch. Just like the Matrix, Everything can have glitches. The human body, software for damn sure. They can all have glitches. Well done if you scored points, Groaners. Normalcy returns to the podcast in episode 154, along with the return of Admin Nicole, which I've said before, and as well as that, we've got the return of longer show lengths, because these have only been mini episodes, Groaners. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Bye-bye. Speaking of Facebook, you can join Facebook groups under the Groan Zone Facebook